So, I've been getting a lot of feedback on my videos lately, and a couple of the big things that I keep seeing that really hurt me every time I see is people comparing themselves to me and people saying things like, how easier my life would be if I looked like you, how much easier my life would be if I passed. And all I can say from the bottom of my heart is that no matter what you look like, nothing will change until your mental state does. I spent years um, going after the ideal of passing, of trying to present myself in a way that other people would accept me. It wasn't until I went through years of pain, years of being, you know, kicked out of social circles, of being ostracized, of being neglected, of not having my needs met, and just feeling like an outcast, that I finally realized that no amount of physical beauty was going to make people accept me. And I know that is a really hard thing for a lot of people to deal with. Especially when you have so much of your energy tied into one thing. It can be really hard to hear that, hey, this is not going to do what you want it to do. But on the other hand, I have found so much more confidence and strength and depth within myself than I ever imagined was possible. My last year transition, I have been passing. And that's not been an active goal of mine, it's just been a side effect of living authentically as myself. This has allowed me to get into social situations that I just would not be able to get into if I did not pass. There's a very real barrier with a lot of people, what they will accept into their life, what they consider within the societal norms. And I can go into those places where a lot of people can't. But to be fair, those places are mostly inhabited by really shitty, toxic people. And to be honest, you don't want to be in those places. Like, just because I can go somewhere doesn't make it good for me. And a large part of my experience has been realizing that, the thing that I wanted for so long, when I got it, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I'm not going to I don't want to give you know, the interpretation that I don't appreciate how I look right now, because I do. I am so grateful to wake up in a body that is more comfortable today than it was yesterday, and that every day I wake up feeling that feeling a little bit more, that I am more comfortable with who I am. But I learned that has nothing to do with me fitting in with society as much as me fitting in with who I am and what I want in my life. So have your transition goals, please don't give up. It's not just going to be miserable forever. It's not going to be painful forever. It does get better. But instead of focusing on your outward appearance, if you focus on your inward appearance and how you feel and what situations you're accepting into your life, what situations you're letting yourself be a part of. For me, a huge part of my transition was letting myself let go a lot of the behaviors that I did before I transitioned. And a lot of the things that I used to enjoy, like archery, for example, I still do it every once in a while, but I don't nearly have the same interests that I used to. And that's okay. But as my interests have shifted, as my mental space has shifted, I've just been more comfortable in my body. And I think that expresses more than any physical change. And I think when people are looking for that quick gender ID, they're not looking at your physical traits as much as they're looking at your mannerisms. They're looking at how your body's moving, how you're flowing, how your speech pattern is. Are you looking relaxed? Are you looking stressed and anxious? Are you looking tense? All those things. When you're worried about being passing, it's like you're so anxious, like, am I passing? Am I passing? Am I passing? That you're just like on edge, and people see that, and it stands out. You're drawing attention to yourself with that. And I just cannot express, and I've said this before in this video and I will say it again, but my transition has been so much less about my physical body and so much more about my mental space and my emotional space and how I am as an individual. And that is the biggest fundamental shift in thinking that has let me be happy. So if I can share that with anyone, I really want to. I did this whole video without makeup today just to prove that, like, yes, I still have dysphoria when I look at myself sometimes, but it doesn't matter. This is just a physical body. I'm so much happier than I am a year ago, 2 years ago, that the passing, it's insignificant. So if anyone's listening to this, passing should not be your end-all be-all goal, because no matter how you look, you will always find something about yourself that you don't like. And you're setting yourself up, you're building your house on shifting sands. It's just not stable. So again, this has been my experience, but I hope y'all can get something from it. I'm glad to be sharing these thoughts with you, and just know that I'm sending you all the love and support that I can during this extremely difficult and different journey. Y'all are so brave and courageous for being out there and doing this work and just living as yourself. And if no one's told you, thank you for being you, because we need people like you. So until I see y'all next time, this has been another amazing video. Much love always.